When things start going wrong, when you get disrespected by your kid and so on and so forth, you start throwing your arms up in the air and you say, what do I do? You come up with all kinds of excuses like, well, in today's world, the kid can actually call the police on me and have me arrested for disciplining him, things like that. Well, that means you're just looking for an out. You have much more control over the situation than you know.
It is important to know your own mind about where you stand and to share that information with your family. And so it is very important for your children to know that underage drinking, for instance, is illegal and unhealthy and inappropriate. And the same with substance use.
Hopefully, we're reaching parents that most of them don't have a problem, so that they will start maybe being more vigilant and not allowing a keg at a party for their 18-year-old who's graduating from high school, and not allowing their child to go to someone's house where they don't know the people.
They'll hear from their kid, I'm going to Billy's house this weekend, he's having a party. His parents are going to be there, and your gut tells you, wait a minute, I thought they were going to Florida for the weekend. No, they canceled the trip. Well, your gut is telling you something's wrong. When your gut tells you something's wrong, it's usually wrong. Make the call.
Teens especially can get pretty convoluted in what they would like you to believe. And it's always been important to check with others, and there's still strength in numbers, and checking with other parents, checking with other school officials, bouncing ideas off friends of yours that have teen children also is all to the good. The more you have the conversation with your peers, the better prepared you're going to be to have the conversation with your children.
Even when we have the talk, as I call it, about drugs with our kids, we are basically saying to them, you're not using drugs, are you? Because we want to hear no. We want that answer. And that's not really getting to the truth. We found here one of the better ways is to say, when's the last time you got high? Just watch their reaction when you ask that question. If in fact they're shocked by the question, well, then maybe there's some validity to what they're saying. But many times if they did get high, they will tell you because they think maybe you already know.
Teens cite parents as their major influence in their lives throughout their high school years. And parents are too, they give up that influence too soon, we think.
A lot of times people are thinking, but what if I'm making a mistake? Well, I always use the baseball theory. In baseball, if you're right 1 out of 3 times, they put you in the Hall of Fame and write books about you. Only in parents do we have to be perfect. And it may not be so. It's certainly not for lack of trying. It's certainly not because you don't love.
I taught in a middle school for 30 some odd years, and so I saw average behavior, and parents would complain about children being disrespectful or not listening to them and so forth. But when someone's involved with substance abuse, it is very much beyond that. You're constantly in denial and making excuses.
You're prepared for your kid to have health insurance, you're saved for a college fund, you save for them getting married, but we're never prepared for this stuff. What happens when your kid comes home and he's loaded? All of a sudden it's a scramble. What we do at DPEP, we tell them, we have brochures here, please take them, put them in the back of your drawer. Hopefully you'll never need them. But if it does happen, you know where they are. At that point, you can give us a call.
You know how to be a parent and you know how to be a good parent, but you really do not know how to parent a substance abuser. It's a whole different set of rules, and you need help. You need help doing it. You can't do it alone.
Many times they'll ask the client, what could mom and dad have done differently that would have helped you in not going down this path? Question inevitably, the answer inevitably is they could have been stricter. They should have been stricter with me.
DPEP is a program, Daytop Parents, Educating Parents, that goes out into the communities, and it started very slowly. There was a lot of resistance because we speak at schools, and initially schools didn't want to admit that there may be a problem within their school. But now that organization is very large, and we get called back year after year to the same places, and we go to confirmation classes and scouting classes.
One of the good things about having community forums about substance abuse is raising the level of awareness. There is an occasion for the exchange of information. There is an occasion for networking opportunities between treatment providers and parents and professionals. These occasions have been very good for getting the word out that there is help available for parents who are struggling with substance abuse problems in their families.
You know, the kids network, and they have each other, and they talk to each other, and they share their secrets, and they have plans, and you know, the parents are hesitant to call another parent and network also.
The Prevention Resource Center is ready to provide the technical assistance and the physical assistance that coalitions may need to get off the ground. It would just start with a phone call, and we would make arrangements to help you through each of the steps to gather like-minded folk to look at this issue and contact the rest of the people that you need to have at the table, the stakeholders, if you will.
When they hear 4 or 5 other parents in the same boat saying the same things that they're feeling, they're apt to share more at that point. Because before that, they were embarrassed to say anything, or maybe they were wrong and they didn't want to be the oddball out. But when you hear other people in this exact same situation you are, who are talking about it, and very honestly, it's easier to open up.
We're all in this together. It's not just the school's problem to deal with. It's not just a community problem to deal with. It's not just a law enforcement problem, although they have a role in this issue of substance abuse and the extreme increased prevalence of substance abuse in Suffolk these days. The point is that parents are a part of the solution, very much a part of the solution. And in the long run, it doesn't matter what any of the rest of the professionals do. If the parents aren't on board on this issue, we're not going to get very far.
The war on drugs that they talk about, it starts in your house, and it starts as a family, and it really is a battle, and you need to have courage and do what you need to do to get through it.